So, armed with our survey results showing likely neighborhood consensus, we started from the bottom up. We approached Roswell DOT and asked them to build sidewalks in our neighborhood, start tomorrow, and pay for it with funds from our city's tax dollars. Of course, they laughed. We told them traffic calming has little chance of passing and likely wouldn't fix our problems. We heard, do you know how hard this is? Why don't you just put some more of those in-street signs up? They're really good at slowing cars down. Well, this is from the Roswell DOT website. It shows a city does not focus on residential areas for sidewalks unless near a school, park, or an accident happens first. That's a bad policy in my opinion. Other local cities, such as Dunwoody, have clear and reasonable framework on how sidewalks can be installed in residential neighborhoods, not affiliated with a school, park, or commercial corridor. We feel our city owes us the same. This is from the Roswell City Ordinances. It shows the city does not have to build sidewalks in our community. So where does that leave us? Well, determination is only an asset if your goal is actually achievable. And reaching our goal is clearly going to be a challenge. We heard good luck, but it can't be done. But we believe just because it's difficult doesn't mean it's not right. And our challenges center around three main issues. Those are money, land, and politics. The city has identified over 100 potential sidewalk projects across the city. They slowly chip away at it as money becomes available. As you can see here in the bottom right, the total of all these projects is about $65 million. And these are focused on areas near schools, parks, and major thoroughfares. And the city budget that was recently passed allots $250,000 a year to build these projects. Well, maybe in a few hundred years we will qualify. Well, we asked, well, what if we, hypothetically, we pay for it? Then could we be at the top of this list? That would eliminate the money problem. Well, they said, well, what about the land? Do you have approval from the affected homeowners? Well, survey results show we think most would support, but we don't think all would. Well, they said that wouldn't work. You have to have approval from 100% of the affected homeowners. They said we are a sensitive city. We would not force this on an objector. And that's likely where this has failed in the past. So we don't have so much as a money problem. We have a land problem. What we are proposing, I will show shortly, affects 110 lots. Although we think most agree, it's not reasonable to think that all would. Therefore, we think it is incredibly insensitive to not support this if a majority want it and are hypothetically willing to fund it, especially in the name of public safety. So, will the city pay for our sidewalks? No, this city will not be offering this to us anytime soon. So how do we overcome the challenges of land, money, and politics? Well, land. The city actually owns right away on all of our lots. Now, we want to make this as pain-free as possible on all the sidewalk hosts, to include re-landscaping, moving irrigation systems if necessary. Those costs are almost inconsequential to the total cost of this project. Let's not let that be what holds this up. However, at the end of the day, this is city-owned land that affected homeowners have the benefit of using and maintaining. But the city ultimately controls what takes place there. So land is really not the problem. It's more of a political will problem. This is a survey from my house. I hope it will be affected someday by a sidewalk. As you can see here, Ascot has 60 feet right away, so does Roxburgh. Note the street is about 30 feet wide, so 15 feet of my yard is city-owned. This is where utilities are buried and street signs are placed. I don't pay taxes on this land. I cannot build any permanent structures without a permit in this land, and I cannot install irrigation without a permit. And I just found out about this, so I'm in violation of this, as I'm sure many of us are. But again, we're not looking to throw the rule book. We still want to work with you. So it's not my land, but I still have to maintain it. And these are the original subdivision plats from 1973. As you can see, Ascot Lane is 60 feet right away and 29 feet of pavement, and the dashed line represents the property line. So there's a full 15 feet of my lot is city-owned land. Again, here's Roxburgh and Malvern Place. It's the same all the way around Roxburgh, 60 feet right away. So we asked DOT, if we came up with the money and had support from the majority of homeowners, would you really reject this if someone wasn't willing to host, even though this is city-owned land? And they actually said, yes, you need 100% approval. Well, we don't have as much of a land problem then, or a money problem. We have a political problem. So of course it's very easy to reject hypotheticals, but do we really think they would reject such an offer if it was factual? What politician would irritate the majority of such a large voting bloc to appease the minority, especially in the name of keeping people safe? This is where our focus will be going forward. Influence politics. Well, how do we influence politics? We started from the bottom up. That's on the bottom right is the transportation department, and we tried to convince them to build and fund a project that is not a priority. It didn't work. It's too easy to reject hypotheticals. It's time to show some real meat to our support. With your support, we would now like to work from the top down. We are proposing and asking you to support a resolution from the homeowners of Willow Springs to our city leaders. Willow Springs is a significant voting bloc, and this is an important issue to us. Therefore, it should be an important issue to our city leaders. They too should support this resolution or risk being unpopular with the likely majority of us who are sidewalk advocates.